Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, look better in the second, but there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
At the Giants' 42-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go. Shit. Why? Who? Hey, Mike 52. Got you.
Here's 2nd and 8. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 42 yards, as his guys are back within a single score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. Flushed out right. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
You got it. You got it.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now a give, right side. Barkley. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
It's a party now. Shift.
6'6", bullet high.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 36 yards out. Rosa's kick is good. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, one of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
Let's go, baby.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, here we go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Takk McKinley, able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Zipper. 61, matchbox lights.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Here's Ryan Allen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this has not been their best half so far. They're down double digits already and now forced to operate from inside their own 5.
And what they have to do now is not curse their fate as much as focus on the task at hand. Inside their own 5-yard line, they got to be careful of taking care of the football and not turning it over for the defense to score additional points.
And he'll take this up to about the 7- or 8-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Check. Yep. Ready.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Looking to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
564 weeks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Schwartz. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. Back to throw here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Now Saquon Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. Call it a gain of 3. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch twist. 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 Go, Mike 42, Mike 42.
Go. Pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Yep.
To the Mike, boys, 42. 42.
Big grip.
From the gun, Jones. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They'll run with Barkley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Hey, I 7. Now.
42, Mike's 42. Target.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Catch made by Slayton. And he gets it down to the 32.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Giants on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Ready.
Jones now, operating from the gun. Completes it to Aguilar. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Jones heading up here 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. This is Barkley, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now Jones. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 10. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter in there to bury him for a loss of 11. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And an alley to run. Finding room inside the 40. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll set up a throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Fancy footwork at the 45. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards and a giant first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Back to throw. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Barkley. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Here we go! 60 Pittsburgh!
Now Jones throwing on third and long. Got the connection here to Bourne. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Yo, faster!
That one looks like he'll throw here. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Mike 29. I'm here.
2nd and 10. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Julian Love, the rookie from Notre Dame, there to get a hand in. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Race don't travel. Race don't travel.
They'll try and run for it. And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From MetLife Stadium, good night, everybody.